Awesome. Well, my name is Lonnie Toro. I am the business strategist here at Upright Labs. We're going to kick off today's presentation on establishing those metrics. We're going to walk through some reports. I'm really excited to introduce Drew Purcell. He's an account manager here at Upright Labs and excellent customer service to help you get you on your way. And he's going to walk through today all about reporting metrics from how to make them all the way to what we have to offer you. Drew, if you'd like to kick us off, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alani, for that wonderful intro, making me sound way cooler than I am. No, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining me. I see some familiar faces and participants. So I know I'll work with a lot of you, and if I haven't, my name is Drew. I'm an account manager here at Upright. So if you don't work with me, you probably work with Jake or Kevin and everyone on my lovely team over there. So today, here's no introduction slide about me, but you don't really know it too much. I'm just an account manager, Lines our business strategist. And here are two non-Photoshop pictures of me at various Upright events and Shop Goodwill at the bottom right. So anyway, this presentation today is going to be all about how to get the most out of Lister and all the reports that we have. And here's a quick agenda of what we're going to be doing. And don't worry, you see at the bottom, we will leave some time for questions at the end. And most of you know my email. If you don't, you will have it by the end of today's class. But for today, we're going to walk through the Lister dashboard and all the downloadable reports that you can see live and also download to your computer. We're going to go over establishing and measuring KPIs or key performance indicators, really just do a deep dive into how to collect and review those KPIs and use the data to inform your different aspects of your e-commerce business. We're also going to analyze metrics to grow your business. So after we have those KPIs established, how do we take that to the next level and really look into how to analyze trends and to test and optimize for the best revenue generating tactics and really just go over some more advanced reporting features that are available to you as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, we're going to go over the Lister downloadable reports. Some of this may be familiar to a lot of you. I know I personally have worked with several of you on showing some of these, but I know some of you may have some more questions. So let's get into it. All right, so on the right side, you're going to see a screenshot of the in-app reports and downloadable reports that you have in Lister. So if you've ever been on the reporting tab, you've seen this. This looks familiar. With Lister, you have your in-app reports. You can download them. They're really just mostly supposed to be designed to be a dashboard for you to view things in real time and not have to download, but you can. And then there's your downloadable reports, which are in the bottom part of this screenshot on the right. And they can help you export to all the raw data as a CSV for those of you that are really advanced with Microsoft Excel, or maybe have a data warehouse or an IT team that handles this for you. You can pull all those reports and pull dynamic data to have really help build custom reports to really help meet your specific needs. We also offer custom reporting, which we can get into later, but that's kind of the main purpose of these two reports and what makes them different. So user productivity. I know a lot of my e-commerce managers I work with use this one. This is dummy data. This is from our test account, which I've shown several of you in the past if you work with me. But really, this goes from the whole beginning and out from a product's life cycle within our system. So when a user in your processing team accepts or rejects a product during manifesting, and it continues all the way throughout photography, posting, and then also goes all the way to shelving, and then tracks whether the product is picked, packed, and shipped, or possibly even purged from the inventory. This should look familiar for all you. One thing I do want to point out, though, is that you can always change the date range on this and hide inactive users as well to really help make sure you have the view you want to see. Then there's operational productivity, which may look similar to the last chart I just showed you, but it's a little bit different. This is grouped by the day or other designated time period that you have in the date range. Really useful for comparing overall performance, and the in-app version allows visualization for each action as a color line. You can download these reports with the date range and click the download button, but it really is just really good to gather a collection of different time periods to compare against. And obviously it looks pretty and it's visual, and I'm a visual learner, so I like this one as well. Other reports you can look at within Lister, we have the poster overview and targets. This is really helpful to really see maybe a poster's hourly posting targets and factor in their total work hours. And it really gives you a quick view to identify users who are above or below target, and could show you how maybe potential process issues within your operation, or potential opportunity to offer more training to a specific poster or posters There's also the sales overview, which is a breakdown of metrics by supplier for a given period of time. And when I say supplier, of course, I mean your retail stores or donation centers that are sending items, your suppliers. You can sort this info by total item revenue or by the sales price. And then the manifest report, once again, using the word supplier or your store or retail locations, it breaks down the supplier performance through the various product states. For any given time, you should see the total items sent and with the processing and sales metrics to follow. And as you can see on the screenshot here, you have unprocessed, processed, accepted, and rejected. And you can look at that throughout your accept and reject rates for each of your suppliers. And then downloadable reports. So these are the ones that are meant for you to download. So all the ones down at the bottom of the screenshot that are highlighted, all reports can be connected through shared data columns. You can report these into any spreadsheet tool, whether it's Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel, or any other kind of database warehouse you may be using. These slides will be sent out at the end of this webinar, and there's a link directly to them in here, but I'm not going to click on that. But feel free to follow along with me if you have the app open. To give you an example of what this could look like, on the right side, the paid order items report includes all product categories for each sold item and can be linked to the paid orders tab report via order ID to analyze both order and product details. For these more advanced users, you can use this and then also use that same report to link to the products report using the product ID. This gives you insights like recycling status or inventory location. But altogether, to sum it up, these reports provide valuable metrics on listings, channels, orders, refunds, suppliers, and inventory management. I'm sure many of you use these on a daily to weekly basis. I know many of you have told me that in our meetings throughout the last few months together. To go into more detail about some of these downloadable reports, we also have our listings reports, which is basically just a high-level overview of all listings within a given time frame by marketplace. One way to apply this would be maybe see the total number of eBay listings by strategy step. You can maybe review the number of listings by a supplier or even a poster. You can also pivot the info by state to see the status of different listings, maybe what items were purged and things like that. There's the paid order items report, which shows what items were paid for within a given time frame, and then details about those items like the product category, title, supplier, and who posted the item. You could use this to calculate the item revenue and average price per item, which I know is huge when we talk about our e-commerce business. You also can see the number of items sold by listing strategy and on what strategy step the items sold. One thing to note here is I know I've talked to several people about what listing strategies are working and how to tweak them. This is where we can talk about how to use the paid order items report to really influence how we use our listing strategies to make them more optimized for our operation. Then we have shipments, which shows all the shipments created within a given time frame. It includes information like the carrier and the service level selected, who packed and shipped the order, and the box size used. You can really explore your average cost of shipping labels and customer costs that maybe you're passing on to the customer during sales. Review most common box size or packing size for ordering. And you can always sort by carrier and carrier service level to help see exactly where you're going with your shipping. Moving ahead to establishing and measuring KPIs. So as I said before, we're going to go over how we use these KPIs or key performance indicators to measure and how to collect those data to influence our decision making down the road and measure performance. So as I said before, KPIs, they're metrics that provide insight into different areas of business performance. KPIs, key performance indicators, we say this all the time in meetings we have together. Good examples for e-commerce for KPIs. We talk about this all the time, and I know you all know this, but price per item, the sell-through rate, supplier statistics, and see where things are coming from in your stores and what, shipping margins, etc. So here are common examples for e-commerce growth. And I know that if you were at our user conference back in June, we used a lot of these when we were talking about in our one presentation about how to set goals and how to go through a SMART